What's up, guys? Welcome to Cage Side Connor. Connor. It's gonna be my post show for UFC Imavov versus Borralho. Card went down this past weekend in Paris, France, and those French motherfuckers, they really show out. That crowd is probably the best crowd pound for pound in MMA, at least. At least as far as where the UFC's been. I don't know who's louder. I mean, maybe Ireland gets up there, but they haven't been back to Ireland in like 12 years or whatever. I don't know. Ever since Connor versus Brandao, I guess, was the last Diego Brandao. Is that who he fought on that card? Yeah, that's who he fought. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yes, like I was saying, post show UFC, Nassim Imavov versus Kyle Borralho was your main event. Pretty good card. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Set the or tied the record for most finishes on a single UFC card, which is crazy. If the main event would have ended in a finish, it would have beaten the record for most finishes in a entire UFC card, which is kind of insane. It was a good card. I don't know, for some reason it wasn't like spectacular. I guess there wasn't like that many like spectacular finishes, if you know what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of finishes, a lot of good finishes. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like I didn't notice the entire time that like wow, there's a lot of finishes in a row here. If that makes sense, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Probably a me problem. Anyways, guys, before we get into the whole video here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd very much appreciate it, and then we'll keep making these videos, keep chugging them along. Do a preview for the next UFC event, the UFC Noche event. That'll be my next video. Should be up in a matter of days. Anyways, let's get into the post show for this past weekend's UFC card. Of course, in your main event, Nasruddin Imavov did take on Kyle Borralho, and he defeated him via unanimous decision. Nasruddin Imavov, pretty good. He, I think it was a solid performance out of him. I don't think it was anything to write home about. I don't think it was anything that will get him a title shot. Like already, I don't think any of us are really talking about Nasruddin Imavov as like, oh, this has to be the guy to fight Khamzat Chimaev next. And that's a problem for him because Reiner Day Ritter and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez fight in about 6-ish weeks here, 5-ish weeks here now. And I can pretty much guarantee that that fight is going to end up being more exciting. But he did look good. He was definitely way faster than Kyle Borralho, which is crazy because he's also the bigger guy. He was much bigger than Kyle Borralho. At least he looked much bigger in the cage than Kyle Borralho. And he was much quicker than him as well. You gotta wonder if that back-to-back weight cuts affected Kyle Borralho at all. I don't know. He says it didn't, so I'm gonna take his word for it and say it didn't. And either way, that was his own decision. So that was a stupid decision if that did end up affecting him. But yeah, Nasruddin Imavov was kind of just able to outpoint Kyle Borralho pretty much every round. I gave Kyle the third round, but other than that, Nasruddin took every round and looked pretty slick doing it and walked away pretty clean. And I think probably without injuries too. So unless they want to turn Khamzat Chimaev around pretty quickly here, which it doesn't seem like is the case, considering they booked Reiner Day Ritter and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I feel like they're gonna keep Khamzat until this Paramount deal goes through, or not that it didn't go through already, but until it starts actually in 2026. I feel like they're gonna want Khamzat Chimaev to headline one of those cards and make it a big deal. And so I don't think they're going to be turning around Nasruddin Imavov here quickly. Like, I would like for Khamzat Chimaev to fight on that Abu Dhabi card, but it just doesn't seem like that's going to end up happening here. I don't know why not. I don't know why it doesn't seem like the UFC's in no urgency to get Khamzat fighting again if Khamzat does want to fight again. But whatever. Doesn't matter. So basically all I'm trying to say here is I don't think Nasruddin Imavov is going to be fighting for the title next. I do think he's going to have to take another fight. Maybe not. Maybe he could just wait for the winner of Anthony Fluffy Hernandez and Reiner Day Ritter to fight Khamzat Chimaev, and then he could get a title shot maybe back half of 2026. I don't know, but UFC doesn't like it when guys don't wait around. Fans don't like it when guys try to wait around. And I certainly don't think it's a good idea for Nasruddin Imavov to be sitting around just waiting and not taking a fight. So I'm going to suggest Nasruddin Imavov fights Dricus du Plessis, not for an interim title or anything. I see people throwing that around online. That's a ridiculous idea. Khamzat just won the title, and it doesn't seem like he's injured at all, so no interim title. But I do think this is a good fight to make, especially in the meantime. And then if you're Nasruddin and you beat Dricus du Plessis, you solidify yourself as a #1 contender. Not only that, you build more hype around the Khamzat Chimaev fight, right? Like, if Imavov beat DDP, we would all be significantly more hyped for Imavov versus Chimaev, just because of the chances of Imavov actually winning that fight probably go up. Just the more wins he gets, that's just kind of how it works. So yeah, I think you make this fight. It'd be a fun fight too. I think Imavov could use a fun fight. Like he did knock out Izzy earlier this year, so that's fun enough. I guess. I mean, look, Imavov should be fighting for the title, like credential wise and who he's beat wise. He should be fighting for a title next, but the fans just aren't behind him. Besides the French fans, the fans aren't behind him. The UFC's not behind him. Hamzat's not trying to push it either. So it's like, whatever. We're just gonna, because the winner of RDR and Fluffy Hernandez, that's gonna be a way more exciting fight, and we all like those guys more. RDR and Fluffy Hernandez have great personalities, and the fans are already behind both of them. And yeah, I think Imavov's just gonna be the odd man out, so you might as well fight TDP. Hopefully, you win that one, and then you will guarantee get the next title shot after that. For Kyle Borralho, a tough one, man. It's number 7th guy at middleweight here. Took a whole year off before this fight, and didn't look like he did much. He didn't do much in this fight. Didn't do much to impress. Didn't do much to get fans like behind him a little bit and be like, there's a chance Kyle Borralho could come back. So he's gonna need to just go back to the drawing board here. I'm gonna suggest a fight with Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop. I think that'd be a sick fight. Throw that in Brazil somewhere, maybe early next year. That'd be a fun time. That'd be a war. And it'd probably get the fans behind Kyle Borralho again. Or like Robert Whitaker. I thought about that too. Kyle Borralho, Robert Whitaker. That could work too. Something like that, something to just get the fans excited about Kyle Borralho again is all he needs. And I feel like RoboCop would do just that. In your co-main event then, Benoit Saint Denis defeated Mauricio Ruffy via sub round 1. This one surprised me. I was definitely drinking the Fighting Nerds Kool-Aid leading up to this event, so I thought both the Fighting Nerds we're gonna walk away with a dub here. Benoit Saint Denis looked very good in this fight. This is probably the most impressed I've ever been with Benoit Saint Denis inside his UFC career, at least. And Mauricio Ruffy just did not look there, man. There was glimpses of him in the second round, like when he threw that flying knee, and he was landing some good shit in the second round. But Benoit Saint Denis, I was actually impressed with his stand up as well. He was on a really nasty body kick on Mauricio Ruffy throughout the entire fight. And then obviously his wrestling just took over here. Turns out the Fighting Nerds do not have good grappling, or at least outside of Kyle Borralho, they do not have good grappling. Hopefully John Silva has good grappling. We'll find out next weekend. But besides the point, yeah, it does not appear Mauricio Ruffy was working on his wrestling all that much throughout his come up in the UFC. And yeah, it's a damn shame. Benoit Saint Denis looked very good though. You got to feel happy for him, right? After those 2 hard losses to Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano. Able to get Mauricio Ruffy out of there. It's got to feel good for him, and he kind of gets back into this top 10 conversation at lightweight, which is definitely a hard thing to do, specifically at lightweight. That's the deepest division in MMA, and it's really hard to get even ranked in there, let alone into the top 10. So good for Benoit Saint Denis. For BSD next, what are we gonna do here? I think you got to give him a step up after fighting 2 unranked guys, or I think Mauricio Ruffy might have been ranked like 15 or whatever. I think you got to give him a step up here. You got to give him someone above him in the rankings. So we're going to go BSD versus Mateus Gamrot. I feel like that's the fight to make. This fight been rumored before in the past, and Mateus Gamrot just looking to fight anyone, I think, right now. I was thinking BSD Grant Dawson, but Grant Dawson, I think, also below him in the rankings again, so I don't want to make BSD fight back. Mateus Gamrot, looking for a fight. I feel like BSD is always game. So I feel like this is definitely a fight to make. And Mateus Gamrot, I believe, ranked like 6 right now, so it'll be a big jump up for BSD if he's able to get past him. And should be a good fight, Their grappling might end up canceling each other out, and it might just be a stand-up affair. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that one would go, but love to see it. Can make that a main event somewhere in a fight night. Hopefully not in the Apex, but it probably would be in the main Apex. That sounds like an Apex main event type thing. Put it on a pay-per-view opener or something like that. That'd be cool too. But yeah, sick fight if they ever make that. Next fight then, Mateus Bukauskas defeated Paul Craig via KO round 1. Paul Craig, shout out to Paul Craig here. He ended up retiring after this fight. Nasty elbow by Bukauskas to finish the fight right at the buzzer beater at the end of round 1. Finished at 4:59, end of round 1. Yeah, nasty stuff from Bukauskas here. quietly putting together a 4-fight win streak in this light heavyweight division, which isn't an easy thing to do. It was kind of up and down in his UFC career before the 4-fight win streak, and now he's got 4 wins under his belt. So very impressive for Bukauskas here. Bukauskas next. You got to definitely get him in these light heavyweight rankings. Definitely someone in that 10 through 15 area. So let's go Mateus Bukauskas versus Alonzo Meadowfield. Alonzo Meadowfield currently ranked number 14 in the UFC rankings, and I think that'd be a sick fight. You know, you throw that on fight night somewhere, probably in Europe if you wanted to. I don't know if they want to. Alonzo wants to fly all the way out to Europe, but whatever. It doesn't really matter what he wants. Bukauskas, this would be a step up in competition for him. Someone to crack into the rankings, and I think it'd be a fun fight too. Continuing on with the main card, then yeah, shout out to Paul Craig. I want to give him a big shout out. Fun career, you know. Was kind of the submission threat guy, kind of in that like Damian Maia type slot throughout his career. You know, kind of like, oh, don't go to the ground with this guy because you're gonna get submitted. And he submitted some high level opponents, man. He submitted, current champ Magomed Ankalaev. He submitted Jamal Hill. So I mean, credit to this guy, man. A fun career. It was fun to watch, and he was a fun character while he lasted in the UFC. Continuing on with the main card, then Mason Jones defeated Bulaji Okai via TKO round 2. Mason Jones, man, this fight was crazy. What a comeback for Mason Jones. He was in big trouble in that first round. Okai had him damn near out of there in the first round after that knockdown. Mason Jones, I really loved this post-fight interview saying he wasn't even hurt. Comes back in the second round. Bulaji kind of slowing down a little bit. And Mason Jones took advantage of it. Ended up getting a TKO, ground and pound, some nasty elbows. Yeah, gotta feel good for Mason Jones here. Was cut from the UFC a little while back. Came back, got 2 wins under his belt now. And he's fun, man. He's a fun guy to have this lightweight division. Again, lightweight, just the deepest division in the UFC. You know, you can't argue against it. It's crazy how deep it is. Like Mason Jones, not even close to like a top 25 lightweight at the moment. I mean, he might be, but like, you know, rankings wise, he wouldn't even be there. And that's just how deep the lightweight division is. Mason Jones next. Man, I don't know. It doesn't really matter who you give him, right? He just kind of needs more wins until he has enough of them to call out a credible name and then really get over and then try to get in the UFC lightweight rankings. So I'm going to go Mason Jones, Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt coming off a TKO win in his own right from earlier this year. I feel like that'd be a fun fight too. You know, kind of striker versus grappler a little bit here. Although Mason Jones did show some decent grappling in that fight, so maybe it is more grappler versus grappler. I don't know, but whatever. This is a fun fight, and you know, if you're gonna be a lightweight prospect, you always got to make it through Jordan Levitt. Next fight then, Axel Sola defeats Reese McKee via TKO round 3. This is a fun fight. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Definitely after the stinker that was the main card opener, this one definitely came back and kind of lit the fire back to the main card. Axel Sola making his UFC debut, defeating Reese McKee. Look good doing it. I thought it's a fun guy to have in that welterweight division now. I believe he's 11-0 now, so undefeated. Good for him. Reese McKee, tough going for him. You know, I think he's 1-3 in his last 4 now, so might be looking at getting cut, especially when you lose to a UFC debutant. I believe Reese McKee has been cut before from the UFC, so that might have been his last chance, but maybe they'll give him one more. I don't know. Nasty body shot though to finish this fight from Axel Sola. For him next, go Nico Price. You know, Axel Sola, Nico Price. I think I don't know what Nico Price is up to. I don't know if Nico Price is retired or not. I know he's coming off a loss from earlier this year to what was that, Jacoby Smith, I believe. So I don't know if Nico Price is really continuing here. I think he is. I mean, he won his fight before that, so I don't know. He hasn't been cut from the UFC as far as I'm aware. And Axel Sola, Nico Price makes sense to me. You know, Nico Price is down to fight anyone, anytime. I believe that kid has like 22 kids or whatever, so in that kid I mean Nico Price. He has a lot of kids, look it up. But yeah, Axel Sola, Nico Price, be a fun fight. Why not? I'm down for it. Next fight, and then opening your main card, William Gomi defeated Robert Ruchala via TKO round. Or no, it was not TKO round 2. It was unanimous decision. I don't know why I have that. That's a typo. My bad. William Gomi defeated Robert Ruchala via unanimous decision. This fight sucked. I don't know why they opened the main card with this. This fight was terrible. It should have been anything else. Literally any fight from the prelims could have opened the main card, and it wouldn't have been as bad as this one. William Gomi, I don't think he deserves like a name or anything next, but I'm just gonna throw out Andre Fili. William Gomi, been around the UFC for a little while now. Andre Fili coming off that split decision win over Christian Rodriguez. Why not? I don't. Or don't, or just cut him for how bad that fight was. I'm just kidding. I was very tired when I woke up for this main card, and this fight really put me off. But whatever. Solid win for William Gomi, and yeah, fight with Andre Fili. It'll be fun. William Gomi has been in fun fights before, so wouldn't mind it too much. Oh, shout out to Fernandez with the TKO via leg kicks. I love TKO via leg kicks. That was fun. Some really fun prelims on this card. That was the main highlight. There was some really good finishes on the prelims of the Paris card, and this one in particular. Shout out to Sam Patterson as well with his TKO over Trey Waters. That one was really fun. Here goes a look at the rest of the prelims, what happened in them, all finishes. So yeah, like I was saying, shout out to Sam Patterson. Shout out to Fernandez with the TKO via leg kicks. Love me a good TKO via leg kicks. What do we want to rank this card then, guys? It was a solid card. Like I said, all finishes. Nothing really super stood out for me, like I was saying in the beginning of the video. But regardless, I think we'll give this card a solid 7.2. It was definitely a good card. Definitely ended up being as good as it looked on paper. The outcome of it was just that good, I would say, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Doesn't matter. Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check my next video for the UFC Noche preview, which is going down next Saturday. John Silva versus Diego Lopez. That should be fun. Probably put out another video in between there as well. I'm working on some other things. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.